website, Mark.
Yep. Oh, there's Erica back. Hello, Erica. So,
Hi.
last week I thoroughly confused everybody in the room, right? Raise your hand if that's true. Yep, okay. I'm not covering that again this week. Come see me one at a time. And we'll look at a couple of things so you can turn your site on. But it's getting that whole custom URL that's a little difficult. I get it. I'm sorry. If you don't want to use one, it's okay. Because people will still have access to your website from our website. So if they click on your name, it'll say Tulio's, and go to your website. So today what I want to cover is, okay, I have a very basic, get minimized. I have a very basic website and I want to add pages to it. And I might want to change it and make it look different. So we're going to work on that a little bit. In the very basic realm, I'm not going to take you down the go get some coding done and that kind of stuff. So first I want to share my screen. We're already recording. Let's go here. Go here. Let me minimize that. Erica, you can see my screen all right?
Yes.
Okay. Put that down there. I'm going to be Brenda again. Brenda. And this is for Elena only. Elena, I believe if you look here under Agent Tool, I'm going to have to look and see how you accept that share.
Yeah, where do you find it?
My team promote my brand profile. I don't know. I'm going to have to go look and see if I can find it. So we'll worry about that after a bit.
Yeah. So
as I'm Brenda and I want to work on my website, let's remind everything in Moxi that we have is present, engage, website, impress we haven't talked about yet. Promote is advertising, Real Scout and Testimonial Tree are two other programs that I help you with. We want to go to my website. Now, I'm being Brenda, so this is a little different. And I have played with her site so much, I think I stripped it back out to what a beginning site is. But when you log in, you're going to see this Agent Website Admin tool and all of this stuff over here, which can be very confusing if you start playing with it. And we're not going to play with most of it. We're going to try to keep this very basic. One thing you will want to do is site pages. And when I hover over site pages, you'll see that it goes straight to, do I want all the pages that I currently have? Or do I just want to add a new one? Well, for now, let's just go ahead and add a new one. I'm sorry, I was going to turn my phone off, but that ain't going to happen right now. So I hover over that and I want to add a new page. Well, it comes up and asks me what kind of page I want. Add new, custom, a blog, a custom search, a menu item, menu link, profile page, properties page, and testimonial page. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Someday you might use menu link. A menu link would be, I have another page I want to send people, like I want to send them to a site for Better Homes and Gardens that lists all our vendors. That's what menu link would be kind of built for. It's not a page you want to do. It's not something where you want to, or let's say you had an event page for the city of Wichita. I want to create a link so that in my menu, people can click on it and go to the city of Wichita events. That's what menu link's all about. Custom search. To build a custom search, you first need to build the search before you go in and make a page for it. So for example, on our company site, just going to leave this for a minute, and tell me if I'm going too fast, too slow, or if I'm confusing you. On our company side, oh, come on, that's not what you're supposed to be. There we go. I have built all of these communities in here. These are custom searches for Goddard, Mays, Andover. And in fact, I think there's extended communities, Derby. So if I go into extended communities, there's also custom searches for Augusta and Bel Air and Belle Plaine and so on. That's what they would consider a custom search. But you don't create the page till you have the search link. We'll talk about that in a minute because I know there are several of you going to go, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. Well, let's cover the other basic stuff before we come back to this. Okay? Is everybody good with that? I see a lot of, wide-eyed eyes, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little more complicated. I want to start with the very basic. I want a page. Well, most of the time, and I would say 90% of the time, custom page is what you're going to do. If you want to start a blog, please help yourself. I don't do blogs. And the testimonial page, we're going to cover in a little bit different fashion. But let's go with our custom page. So I click on it and I submit. The first thing you have up there is add a title. You definitely want to add a title, whatever you want to call your page. Because if you don't add a title, down at the bottom it says blog post 37, blog post 38, blog post 39. You don't want to mess with that stuff. So we're going to add a title and we're going to say Brenda short sale. And so when we go to save and publish this, we now have something that you can see up here. This permalink is what the URL address is. Now that looks really complex and you would go, oh my gosh, nobody's going to type all that stuff in. Believe me, when you look in Amazon and any other ones, they have more complex than that. They'll go out 3 times that long and have a series of numbers and all kinds of stuff because nobody types in that. They'll come to your website and say, I want to know about short sales. Okay, so you can ignore that, but if you don't type something up there, then you get something that says blog post number 47, which is meaningless to most of you, right? Okay, say yes, shake your head, something,
Yes,
so I know that I just haven't got you all in the, okay. So then this is what our page looks like right now. It is a blank piece of paper.
That's my mind.
Yeah. And Lynn says that's her mind. Remember to talk in the microphone. Right? This is what they call a WYSIWYG editor. Now can be a very complex WYSIWYG editor or it can be very simple. I kind of like simple for now. Bye, Pam. So do you want to start with a picture or do you just want to start typing? Well, that's what all of this stuff up here is for. I can make it bold, italicized. I can put bullet points in. I can decide if it's centered. I can put a link in the page, a table. I can do things there. And I can insert media. It's hard to see with my big finger there. I'm going to start with a picture at the front. Well, where am I going to get it? Am I going to, what is the source of that picture? Do I want to embed it? Or there's more advanced codes. So let's say I want to just find a picture about short sales. The way I do a lot of this is I'll type it in and then look for pictures. And I will see a picture that I want to take. Oh, let's see. How about that one right there? Well, when I right click on it, there's a place that says copy link address. Do you guys see that? Can I see it from over here, right there? And then I would come back over here to the page I'm making, and I'm gonna paste that in there. Dimensions, constrain, make responsive, okay. And now when I go to actually see my picture, it'll be in there. Let's see if I can do another thing. Add media. Select files. If I would rather upload one, I can come in here and upload a file. So if I went back over to, okay, go on. This page, if I didn't want to do a URL, I can right click on it. Where does it say save as?
Right there, save it to us.
Okay, hard to see from over here. And I like to put things on my desktop and then move them later, okay? So I'll put things on my desktop, easy to find, then I'll take all the pictures and I'll make a file that says website photos. And I'll put them in there later. So I'm gonna save that. And I'm gonna come back over here. Remember, we went to insert, media, add media. I wanna upload a file. I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna find on my desktop that picture, open. I want to add that, and I can put all kinds of names in here, but for now, I'm just going to add it, and there's my picture. So let me do a quick explanation there. If you add a link, like we did the first time, you don't get to see it. Because when the page loads, it's going to go out and fetch the link and bring it back in. It also means the page is going to load a little slower because it's got to fetch it, bring it in each time. It's better to put a picture in and embed it in the page like we just did. Also, I get to see it. I like seeing things. Okay, so my picture is up there and we could play with it and do things. We're going to go, okay, short sale approved. And I hit enter and I put, hi, let's see. I want to start typing down here. Let's make this a little smaller. We can see what we're doing. Hi. Well, yeah, it's always good to see the page. But before I clicked on it, we didn't get to see what we were talking. I'm Brenda, and I love short sales. Now, obviously, Brenda would write quite a bit more there, right? She knows what she's doing. When I'm looking at this, I say, well, I don't like what I want to see it better, more like the page would be. So up here, you can click on this, which kind of expands and gets rid of some stuff. I can't even read what it says. Yeah. And then I can get a better feel for what the page looks like. Brenda could put another picture in. Click here to know more about how banks work. Well, if I highlight that click here and I go to this link thing, it's hard to see with my big hand. Then you can type in a URL. You can have another page in your site. You can have a link that goes to a bank. Bank of America talks about how they do them. That's where you would put in the link. I'm going to put in www. Just so you can see what happens. That's to the company page. Click OK. And you see how that's highlighted now, like you see links on other pages? I didn't have to do anything but type it in. What if I want this to be bigger? highlight it. I'm gonna bold it. I want it to have bullets. Well, there's my first bullet. Put numbers in it, we'll do it. If you'd rather have numbers. If you want to edit the type, to see where that is because it's under format. Then you would have some various things that you could do to make it higher, subscript, and so on. I am looking specifically for how to adjust the type size.
Go down.
There?
No, where that arrow is right below, right next to it, on the second line. See,
Not here.
no, that's not right. I lied.
Okay. So I said some of these can be a little fun to find. You've got bold, italic, code, blocks. Okay. I don't like the way they called this, but let me tell you what these mean. So when Google searches your web page, I'm going to try to keep this simple. They look for your site. They scroll through all the pages. They're looking for each page to have a heading 1, maybe a heading 2. You can get down to heading 3. Now, for most of us, we don't care. We just know we want to know what type size we want. Well, if I make that heading 1, then it makes it all big. What Google says is, oh, the title of this page is, "Hi, I'm Brenda, I love short sales," and they don't understand that. It would be better to put heading 1 short sales. You follow me? Okay. I would worry more about it for you guys. How big do I want everything? And so that was under format, blocks, align. Because I don't see a place to just say what size the type is. That's probably in here and I just haven't found it yet. But at least you guys have an idea of where to go and how to start things. Any questions so far, other than why the hell are you teaching us this, Greg?
What is a quotation mark for? I don't think I've ever used those.
Where?
It's bold, italic, and then quotation. And over on the icon. Second row.
Second row.
No, get out of that.
Get out of this.
The highlighted row. The highlight.
Oh, this?
Yes, what is that?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Never used it.
Okay.
I've used other things in here that would really freak you out. But I think, click here to know more about how I look. Well, I no longer want the bullet points. I'm going to get rid of the bullet points. As I don't like them. And I'm going to get rid of that one because I don't like it. And I could come down here and you see it goes back to the normal side. I work with a client and a bank. I help you save your credit. Okay. Just because I'm curious. Yeah. This is what they call all of the HTML that's in the background, where it talks about the alignment and it starts talking about the break, all that stuff. You don't care about that. You just want the visual. Okay. Are we good so far? Why are you smiling, Sandra?
Nothing,
Nothing. Okay.
unrelated.
Okay.
So I have a bit of a question.
Sure. Microphone.
Uh,
Sorry, we got people online. We're recording.
So that'll be a page, right?
Correct.
That is on the top of your,
It will be when we put it there. We haven't gotten there yet. I'm just telling you how to build the content that would be on your site.
okay.
Then we're going to start talking about the navigation. The really great thing about this program is it is incredibly flexible and lets you do a lot of really cool custom things. The bad thing is to have that kind of complexity takes a few more steps. So if we say right now, we're good with this, this is our entire page, I don't want to do a thing else. We could either save it as a draft, we could preview it, or we could publish it. Let's just preview it to see what it looks like as a web page. So all the other stuff is going to come in automatically. We get who it is, who the web page belongs to. Brenda's short sale is the title of the page right at the top. We have some of this in the middle, and then we've got our footer because we haven't done a lot of fancy stuff with any of that. And Brenda goes, okay, I'm happy with my page now. I close it. Again, I'm trying to keep this very basic. So in a minute, we'll take questions on this. I'm going to go ahead and publish it. Okay, it's published, but it's not going anywhere. So what I mean is we've created the content we want to be on our site, but we haven't turned it on to the site yet. So we have to go back to site pages, all pages. Now, we're going to start talking navigation for a little bit because I want you to see what pages are already here. Way down at the bottom is this last page that I just made. It is not hidden because the hide is undone, but you'll see right above it, my blog and blog says show. They're hidden pages. You can see hidden right there. That means you can create pages for your website that you're not showing yet. I'm not done making them. I don't want it to show. But the one that I just made, because I published it, it said, hey, go ahead and make it live on your site. All right. Everybody say yes, something, shake the head. Okay. So if I now want to go and preview my site to see what the page does, up in the upper left-hand corner, it says visit site. And it's going to open up a new tab. And you can see way down at the end is Brenda's short sale. So when you publish, it goes live and it adds it to the last item on your menu. Everybody with me?
Yes.
That's easy and reasonable. How many people like having it be the last item on the menu? Nobody. Come on, say no, I don't. Okay. So we decide we want to move it. In general, now this is just Greggy, I like the home button to be the first thing on the menu. And I like the contact me to be the last thing on the menu. Everything else I want in between. It seems to me that people logically go, how do I get back to home? And how do I contact? So if I want Brenda's short sale to be in front of the contact me on this page that has all the pages, I want to grab it by hovering over it, clicking on it, and moving it up to above red cross. So when you're looking at this page, it tells you what your menu looks like at the top. So homepage, properties, buying and selling, neighborhood news, about me. And you can see most of these are all not hidden. Brenda's short sale and so on. And then I have to remember to publish. If I make a change and I don't publish, then it'll go right back to the way it was before. So now, visit site, and you'll see that right up here, we've moved the Brenda short sale inside the red cross, inside the contact me, and we can go to that page from here. Elena, you look like you're lost.
No, I just have a question.
We'll pick up the microphone.
So it instead of having 10 things on the top, that maybe Brenda doesn't want her short sales in the top menu. Could we add it to the head footer instead, or?
Well, you could, but that's not the way I would do it. So let's go back into that, say, because you bring up a good point. I'm gonna close that. And Brenda says, you know what? I really think that my short sell thing should be more in the buying and selling header. So if I look at her site, I'll keep it open for a while. If I look at her site and I hover over buying and selling, see how other things come in underneath it? That happens because in her buying and selling, see how there's an indentation here? You can make up to like 4 indentations. You could go buying, selling, tips, seller, tips, selling. That's really complicated. Nobody's going to do that. But I want my Brenda short sale to be part of that. I think I want it between buying and seller tips and calculators. So I'm going to bring this up here now. I'm going to grab it, bring it up here, but instead of leaving it way over there, I'm going to pull it into where it's indented. And now I'm going to publish it. And now I want to go look at it, and I have to refresh this page because I haven't clicked on it again. And now you'll see the Brenda short sale is gone from down here by the red cross, but it's under here in between buying and sellers and financial.
Can you put?
You might turn it on, I'm sure so.
Can you put, like, under buying and selling tips, can you put it under a sub heading?
Yes. So I could say, that's a good point, that I want it to be a subheading to buyer and seller tips. I grab this and I move it over one. So we've stair stepped down. And then I publish. And I go back and renew. And I look under buyer and selling tips and see there's an arrow there. That was a good question, thank you. Lance needs a microphone. I can tell he's hobbling over there. Yes, sir.
Okay, so on my page, on the actual, when I visit the site, I have everything, you know, the neighborhood search up the top like Brenda has, my bio, and then underneath that, it's got featured properties. I'd rather have my active listings than my featured properties.
So back to the all pages where we said, are things hidden? Are things, and where are they? You'll see pages that are already built for you, my active listings, which is hidden. If I click on show, if I get my mouse to work, click on show, it is now not hidden if I remember to publish. I could say, I want to show my sold listings. Now, I don't know if they show here or not. I think they do, because there's some IDX rule. Featured properties are often company listings. And if you want to see what they look like, you can say, well, I want to know what they mean by featured properties. Okay, click on view. There's nothing there, so I don't want to turn that on, right? My sold listings, view. Oh boy, it's taking a while to think. And so I worked with the buyer, I worked with the seller. Yeah, I want that page. So I would come back to here and I would say, let's, well, it is now on. I don't know if it was on all the time or not, but you can see hide and show all the way through.
So on mine, my active listings are already showing.
Okay,
But on the actual home page, it's still showing featured properties, which is in my list here is hidden.
are you talking about the home page? You want to change something that's showing?
Yes.
I see. I thought you were talking about the navigation. So let's go into the home page. Let me publish this because I always like to make sure I save before I leave a page. You never know what to forget. Let's edit the home page and see what we can do there. There's her image, headline, text bar, name, custom text, featured properties module, custom search module. I don't know, I haven't figured that. Property list. Under featured properties, I could say my sold listings. See how I clicked on that arrow? Want me to cover that again? I'm
Yes.
editing the home screen.
And he could just change it to his active listings if that's what
He could. And under your home screen where it's got some stuff, then you can come down and say, what do I want to show for featured? I want it to be my active listings, my sold listings, my office listings, company active and sold. If you wanted it to be active, then what I would probably do is change this feature and write in, I want these to be my active listings. And again, I want to publish.
So does it, if you don't have any active listings, then does it default back to something else or is it just not there? You know?
It's probably just not there. Oh, it didn't like me at all that time. Site page, Brenda.
Right.
Maybe I have too many things open. So my active listings. Now, anytime you're here and you want to go back to where we just were in Moxi, see admin home, you can click that and that will take you back into the website. Questions? Confusions? Do I want to mess with this?
On the homepage, we are allowed to, like show a single image. Can we use our own photos or do we have to use a stock photo that's on here?
You can use your own, or you can use your own. So in case of Brenda's, I have, and you'll notice homepage right at the top. So I didn't have to go to all pages. I clicked on it and it says a homepage, upload or choose an image.
Right.
So if I want to choose an image, I have from computer, image gallery, or image library. Well, let's see what's in the image library. All I've uploaded so far is my short sale one. That's not very good. Let's see what the image gallery is. Well, here's pictures that they already have that you can choose from. Now, I probably wouldn't show the wine growing in California in the middle of Kansas.
Or the ocean.
Well, I might do the ocean because everybody knows I like the ocean. Nice golf course, modern homes, expensive homes, really expensive homes. This one might fit if you were in, New Mexico, Colorado. No, I don't like any of the pictures they have. Let's say I do like that one. I can just substitute it. But for Lance's question, can I upload one? Sure. So I'm going to upload or choose an image from computer. I confirm that I own this copyright. Does anybody have a question about why that's in there? Does everybody know the story of why Dan and what was the photographs? No, you don't. Okay. So several years ago, an agent here in town went out and took a photo from iStock Photo or Getty Images without paying the royalty or getting permission to use it. Getty Images found it on the YGAN website, which was unfortunate because it was New Home Marketing that posted it. And they sued YGAN for having the images that somebody else posted through the MLS onto their website. So you're not just affecting you. Be careful about what you're doing. And you can select files. And I don't like any of those files. Let's see what's in pictures. Not a darn thing. Let's see what's in. I know where I have pictures. Let's say that Lance wants to really push the different brands that Better Homes and Gardens has. Well, it's uploading it now, and there's this slide 6, and you can put names in it and all that, but I'm just going to insert it in post. There it is.
So with that being said, in regards to the copyright on the photos, we can use our own listing photos.
Sure.
Just don't use, when you're on the buying side, don't use those.
Not without permission from the person who took the photos. So I love to take pictures. That's why I can use my own pictures. I don't have to worry about it. I've actually been asked to sign a paper that I have permission to use to print pictures before because they thought there was somebody else's. I said, no, never mind, I can do it. But you can use your own listing photos. You can get permission from the listing agent. You can, let's see, what else can you do? And it's from the MLS, I think you have an implied permission as long as you point out that you were the buyer agent, if you will. Was there another question? No? So if you're using something on the internet, you know, there are various places like there's RTF123, there's iStock Photos, there's various places that you can buy pictures really cheap. And I use Adobe because I have Adobe products. You can get some really nice photos that you have permission to use.
Can't you find when you're searching the images, once you've done a search and you put the image button, isn't there a way to identify whether it is available for use or not?
Well,
I think Google has something on it about can you use it or not.
pictures that are.
I kind of look at the source and make a decision.
Go images on one of those.
Okay.
So Greg said like that short sale fruit picture, so
You don't.
because it was free, then you're okay to use that?
Not necessarily. It was made by Fortune Good, and it says here images may be subject to copyright right underneath it. So then I would go to this, visit the site. I try to figure out who it is and how they came up with it. And I'm going, you know, some of these are very stock photos, but I also want you to think about this for a moment. YGAN's a relatively big company that had a lot of money. It's kind of like we never got sued for that because there's nothing to come after, right? You guys as individual websites, somebody's going to have to identify the photo, tell you to take it down, and then they might want to sue you, but I doubt it. They're going to look for the really big guys. So in something like this, when I see free online class, get started in real estate and so on, I go, you know, that's not a big deal. I'll go ahead, I'll use that one because nobody's coming after me. If it was a Getty image where you have to pay for rights to use it, and they are very clear about going out and, you know, Angela's going, yeah, I know.
That makes sense for Getty Images, yeah.
Right, because that's their business. Then you might not want to take a Getty image from the bottom.
Okay, back up a little bit, go to the images again.
Okay,
Go to the top and go over to more. I think that's where it is.
More or tools.
Try tools.
Color type usage rights.
There you go.
All Creative Commons license, commercial and other. Okay, then it will kind of sift through them and say, oh, these are more, you know. But you can also see there aren't very many there because not everybody knows how to load that up and safely. But Lynn's point's well taken. I also look for size a lot because I want larger pictures that I can shrink down, or if I need a really little one, then I would go to medium, and I would take out what Lynn had. You know, here, that's a good one. Wichita, Kansas lots for sale. Okay, so let's go back for a minute. Let's get rid of that for a minute. Let's get rid of that for a minute. Let's publish Brenda's page, make sure we know what it'll look like. And I want to visit the site. And there it is. And I go, wow, that came out terrible. I want to put a different picture. I want to try something else, and so on. So let's talk a little bit about customizing your front page. You'll notice that when I looked at this, first thing I see is, wow, I forgot how dark that was in the background. I don't like that. On my home page, there is a setting, background effect. Do I want to lighten it, or do I want none at all? Well, let's put none at all, and let's scroll down to the bottom and publish again. Let's refresh this page. And now it shows up without all of the other, but again, I can see Cece over there going, the better looks weird. Yes, it does, because on the home page, I have text over it. And I said, do I want the text to be white or black? Well, let's make it black and see what it looks like. Do, 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 do. And now we're going to look at it again. Well, now it's better, but I don't like it over the logo that I had in the picture. So you can see how you have to think, play, and do some things with pictures. Any questions on that? The only other thing I would add on the home page right now is you can put a video in here, and if you don't like the mortgage rate settings, you can turn it off. You know, down at the bottom it says interest rates, whatever. You can turn that off if you don't like it. Questions, thoughts, confusion? Yeah, what's that? Okay, so there's other things we can do. I don't want to get into the custom searches yet because they're a little harder to do. We will do one when we do the advanced course. I do want to go back to the home page for a moment. And I want to show something that is a little more advanced, but if you want to play with it between now and then. So you'll notice that on, oh, come on, why didn't the B show up? You'll notice my home page is a whole lot different than any of the home pages on the other. You guys can do this too. It is not easy. But just to give you an idea, and that's all I'm doing, when I'm in Brenda's page and I go to the very top to appearance, it gives me two choices for colors, green or black. This has to do with the header at the top and some text. And you can try it both ways. Let's try Brenda's this way and go publish. And now I want to visit the site to see what the difference is. Well, before the top header was all green and now it's gray. Some of the type fonts have changed to make it a more distinctive thing. And you can say, oh, I love it, I'm gonna leave it. Or I hate it, I wanna go back to the green. And I publish. And then I refresh it. We go back to the green and the type fonts are more normal. Everybody got that? You'll also see down here that you have two homepage layouts. You can have the search focus, which puts the search at the top, and you can have the agent focus, which talks more about you at the first and then the search. So I'm going to change her to agent focus, push publish. Now I want to see what it looks like. Oh, well, that picture we uploaded is now in the background, and it looks horrible. But you'll see that we get all this. We get the search section. Then we get everything is the same, except we changed who is on top and bottom. Why are you laughing, Cece?
Well, because you just accomplished like everybody's worst nightmare, which is like screw the page up beyond redemption. Who knows what, it was so nice to know.
Well,
Not that, it's always correctable, but.
no, and it could say, boy, I really like that layout. And that's why some of the decisions should be made first, but it default comes on here and you say, well, I want to try the other one. Oh my God, that looks terrible. What am I going to do? Well, I know that this is a picture in the background and that's what I need to fix. So let's go back to my home page and let's choose one of their already made background pages. Instead of uploading the one that is a major nightmare, as Cece pointed out. And I'm not going to use the wine. I love that house, but I'm not going to use it. We won't find that in Wichita. Oh, let's use this one just for fun. So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to put that in. And I also know if I'm going to have writing on the front, I want it to be white, not the black that I have. And I want to lighten it this time so that it fades in a little more, just to see what happens. And thank you for pointing out it's everybody's worst nightmare. So when I come back here and I refresh, now I've changed this to white. Instead of darkening the background, I lightened it. And with a click or two, I've said, hey, you know what? I do like that. I'm okay with it. Comments, thoughts? I'm going to show you one more thing that will really screw with your mind.
You're determined, aren't you?
You betcha. Home page. Okay. If I want something else, I look at these and I say they're nice, they're okay, but they're very bland. I want something that's a little more extraordinary. It is possible to create your extraordinary page and then make it your home page. It's very easy to make it your home page. It's harder to create. So I'm going to go into Site Pages, Add New, and it's going to be a custom page. We've seen this before. And we submit, and we say, you know what? I don't want to start here. This is just ugly for me. I don't like it. This tab right here that says Builder, it's going to open up a new, more advanced page. Now, the way I did this was not starting here from scratch, because that's tough. You have to add each one of these where you want it and do things with. And I added some. But I did come in here and look at templates. Follow me? I opened up Builder. Instead of starting from modules at scratch, I opened up templates. And I can go through here and see which template most fits me for a sharp, robust custom page. That's how I built the one that I have that has a lot of things. I found the page over here on the left that had most of the features I wanted. And I built the page completely over here. Then I went back to my website and said, make that my opening page. You can build as many pages as you want in here, do as much as you want, put them in your thing. And they have some very nice templates here. But I'm going to tell you, this isn't a point and click, add a few things and you're done. You've got to concentrate and spend a few minutes trying to figure out how to do this. How many people in the room think and online think they're going to try this? Cece, okay, good. You go, Cece. Angela will do it. All right. Miss Rodriguez knows this stuff inside and out. She works with Marie. I did it some. Joel, God bless him, said I made it more difficult than it had to be by doing this. There are people who specialize in WordPress just to do things like this. So a lot of the pages in our company page came from here or me shifting them around and adding. So again, if you want to start, and I say start, don't get too deep into it. I want to create a custom homepage that is a little more flashy. I would come in here, look in templates, find something that fits me, and let's go this way. Click on it, and it will start it over here. And then you can start messing around, finding the pictures you want. And you can see some of this stuff that's written in here. Could I use it? Sure. Do I want to use it? I don't know. I might want to customize it. But at least I've got a layout that says, hey, you know what? I could use that as a home page. All right, I'm going to do that. Or you could look at it and say, you know what? I don't want to mess with that one. Let's look at this one.
And you can save them as drafts then?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to replace existing. Okay. And it's going to bring it in there. You don't have to make it a team. You could make it your team. But because it's got this in here, and obviously I'm going to want to change some of this. I don't want the same guy's picture and call him Jane Doe 3 times. It can be done, but it does take a little bit of time and concentration. So having said that, we've spent an hour on this. I think I've answered at least some of the questions. Is there anything else you want me to go over right now, or are you?
Real quick, I'm sorry, where did you go to build that homepage?
Where'd you go to the templates?
Yeah.
I would go into, let's start over here. I would go into Brenda's site. I want to add a new page. It'll be a custom page. And then I go into Builder. Builder brings up all the options you can punch in here. Once I'm in Builder, then Templates is right at the top. And you can look at all the various templates that there are. Who else? Cece had a question.
How do we bring in our testimonials from testimonial trees?
That's a little bit tougher. We'll save that for next time.
Okay.
Angela had a question.
I basically have the same
Okay.
question, but when I click on templates,
Uh-huh.
when I click on templates, I don't see any templates.
Okay, let me look over your shoulder. You're still not into the Builder yet. Go back to site pages. the way up,
Oh, okay.
site pages, add new,
So go to site pages.
add new,
Oh, okay, that is.
custom page,
Submit.
uh-huh. And then see builder right there.
Ah, I was in the wrong builder.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay,
and then we'll bring it up,
okay.
okay?
So on my homepage,
Uh-huh,
it has, I got it changed how I want, but at the bottom it has interest rates and then neighborhood news. Is there a way that you can change what is on the homepage?
you can take off the interest rates by hiding the module.
Right.
I don't know if you can take off the neighborhood news.
So let's say I wanted to, on the homepage, there's a custom search module. Is there a way that we can like have the company listings on that?
Well, let me go look there and see where you're at. So you're on the homepage?
Yes.
Do. And you are custom search module?
Yep.
Have you created a custom search yet? So here you could put by creating a custom search, and it gives you the instructions how to do it. That is not going to pull in the company listings very easily.
There was
There
it's
is.
already attached.
There is a page called company search. I'm not sure, and Lance could go down here to the featured listings, I believe. And instead of having my active listings, he could put the company's active listings.
That's something.
But that doesn't let you have both, your
Right.
listings and then the companies. You'll have one or the other.
Right.
Okay. As far as turning off the modules, it's mortgage rate settings, hide this widget. Yes, Angela, microphone.
Yes, I did get to this page that you got me to, but I still don't see the templates.
That's because there is an oddity here sometimes that the sidebar doesn't show up depending on your. So let me see. Hit that drop down. No, that's not going to do it. Okay, hide that. It has to do with the drop down not showing, and I'm trying to remember. Hit the plus sign and see if that does it. Yes, there it is.
Okay, templates.
So what Angela pointed out, depending on what your resolution is, and I can't do it up here. When I opened up the builder, you will see on the left-hand side all the templates and all the things that you can add because it shows all the time because of the resolution of the screen. Angela's didn't show that, but in the upper right-hand side next to publish is a little plus sign. When you click on the plus sign, all the things pop down, like the templates and the modules and all the other things. And then when you unclick it, they go away. So you can see the page. There's another really nifty thing about, let me go back to this, all pages. And remember when I told you if you don't name a page, it says post number 18 hidden, post number 16. Yeah, that's what I was doing here. I want to edit this for a minute. And I want to go back into Builder. And this is how you would go back into a page to open it up again. We didn't save anything here. So for the moment, I'm going to, and Angela has a plus sign up here. Mine shows up all the time. I'm going to get a template. When I click on the arrow, you'll see Moxi Works templates, landing pages, content page, brand templates. So there's several things you can choose through. I don't want to get too deep into this today. I'm just kind of showing you in general. But let's say I pick this page. Now, there's a term in websites called adaptive websites. Does everybody know what that is?
No.
Anybody want to even guess? When I look at a website on my phone, the screen is much narrower. Can the website adapt to that size of screen? That's what adaptive means. It's very important when you're designing your sites, because otherwise pictures get really screwy and all kinds of things happen. So in here, when I'm looking at this page, if I click on this arrow up at the top, there's a preview layout. Does everybody see that? When I'm previewing it, I can see what it looks like on a computer, what it would look like on a tablet, and what it would look like on a phone. So let me finish what I wanted to talk about, and then again, I'll keep taking questions. I don't think their standard opening page is bad. It's just not great. I like great. So there are ways to do great. But keep in mind, it takes more time. And you have to decide, is that where your time is best spent when you're showing 15 houses in a week? Or is that best spent in the middle of January when you don't have a client at all? You have to decide. And maybe I don't want a Moxi Word template. Maybe I want a content page. Maybe I want a brand template. There aren't very many, are there? Maybe I want a landing page. But you can take any of these pages, manipulate them, do what you want. Now, the next time we talk about websites, which may be next week, I'm looking for topics. If I were suggesting, I'd look at safe searches, being able to create community searches, how to build a page with community searches. Does any of that interest you guys, or you want to get?
Landing page.
Yes,
So should we continue on in websites for a while? Okay,
Testimonial tree.
testimonial tree, that's another good one. It's very easy and very hard all at the same time. How's that? Okay, then thank you all very much. I'm going to stop sharing. I am going to stop the recording.